Hello and welcome. I'm really pleased. Today we have MERVYN WEIR, and he is the writer director of Jamaica Love. MERVYN, how are you doing?
Good. Lovely to be here. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. MERVYN, the play Jamaica Love has been playing to sell out audiences. Can you tell us a little about it and also what's the secret of its success?
Yeah, it's been remarkable. And we never imagined it would be lasting this long.
Okay.
And I think the secret of the success is A, it's very different.
Mhm,
It's very informative. People come out saying that they've learned a lot.
mhm,
But the music
mhm.
is really remarkable and connects with the audience as well. And I think it taps into people's need to A, hear their history
Yeah.
and to see it on the stage. And I think the thing that probably moves me the most is so many people afterwards thank me. And when they thank me, what they say is, thank you for telling our story.
I was going to say they recognize themselves in the story.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
They see incidents and it brings up many memories
yeah,
as well for many people. So that's always a nice thing.
yeah. That cultural context, it's unseen, but we understand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I believe it was written to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Windrush arrival. So how come it's still going?
Yes. That's a question we ask ourselves. But the truth is, and I say it with the greatest humility, but it made such a dramatic impression on the audience, and people just wanted to see more of it.
Mhm.
And remarkably, by the end of the first year, um, the director of the venue where we first played it, and I have to say it was a white man who who was the artistic director of the theatre. But when he saw the impression that it made on the audience, he said, "This reminds me of why I went into theatre in the first
Yeah.
place, to put on things that really move the
Mhm.
audience." He
Mhm.
said that this is so good,
Mhm.
it needs to be in the West End.
Yeah.
And he made it possible.
Excellent, excellent. So what can audiences attending Jamaica Love expect to see on the night?
They can expect to see remarkable acting, the
Great.
most beautiful singing,
Mhm.
and a tremendous live reggae band
Good.
working together to tell this story.
And just to go back on the actors, so where are they drawn from? How experienced are they?
It's a mix of actors. Something that we always do
Mm,
is when we're casting for something, we look for actors that obviously can play the part.
yeah.
And because we're telling a Jamaican story, and one of the beautiful aspects of Jamaican culture is the dialect.
Yeah.
So we were looking for actors who could resonate
Yeah.
and deliver that with some authenticity. You
Mhm.
know, sometimes how embarrassed we are as West Indians when we see
Mhm.
something on television portraying um, a particular island and it
Yeah.
sounds nothing like it. It's
Yeah.
a kind of generic dialect.
Yeah.
So, people come around and hear something that feels authentic to them.
Yeah.
But they also the singing, they get
Mhm.
beautiful singing. Many of the songs will be well known, but they've been. We have a wonderful music director,
Mm,
Celia Whitcomb Anderson.
okay.
She's a well-known singer with black voices
Okay.
and a very experienced singer with a wonderful voice.
Mhm.
But she works out just how those songs should be sung. And sometimes you'll hear something familiar, but done in a particular way that just gives it a new resonance. So you'll hear that, but you'll also hear there's nothing like a live reggae band as well
Yeah.
to bring it all together. And it's that combination, that dynamic combination of wonderful artists working together. And we have a reggae legend in terms of John McLean.
Okay.
Many
Yeah.
will know him from his
Great.
famous songs. If I
Yeah.
Gave My Heart to
Definitely.
You.
Yeah.
G Vibes.
Great
Um,
voice.
yeah, Alison Mason and Kamisha and Nicole Days. Some these actresses are just phenomenal,
Mm,
and you can always tell because at the end the audience can't stop clapping for them.
yeah.
It's quite amazing.
Well, that's great. It's a great testament to the talent search that you're doing as well and giving that opportunity.
Yeah, so we like to get a mix of experienced people who we
Mm,
might know, but when you cast, you never know
yeah.
who's going to turn up for the audition. And in that process, we've discovered some gems,
Yeah.
and and they learn from each other. So it's a beautiful thing.
And in fact, that's a great message to talent that's out there to have the confidence because they just never know.
Yes, that's right. How do you get a break? You get a break by turning up for the audition.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Seize the opportunity, as we always say.
Yeah.
So, what message do you want audiences to take away from this play?
That's an interesting question because as a writer, you
Mm,
have in mind what you want the audience to get from it. But
right.
it doesn't matter. The audience are going to get from it what they get from it.
Exactly, yeah.
And, and I've learned that. But one of the most pleasurable things for me as a director is sometimes to sit in the audience. They don't know who I am.
Mhm,
And you hear them responding to the words that I've written
mhm,
and that the actors are delivering with power and passion. And I feel a great deal of responsibility as a writer director because it takes quite a lot of courage. Um, some people might call it arrogance to write something and to put it on and to expect people to leave their homes, pay their money, and come and see it.
and to really believe they'd be interested in the first place.
Yeah. So, and right at the beginning of every show, when I see the people streaming in,
Yeah.
I feel the weight of responsibility because I do not want to disappoint them. And, because they've shown confidence and they've shown faith by turning up. But um, thank God that at the end of the show, one of the things that's really unique to this show is at the end of every performance, when you think that people are going to be rushing home, they don't.
Yeah.
They stay. And it's not because they even want to kind of meet the cast
Yeah.
afterwards, which some of them do.
Yeah.
It's because they've been so moved that they want to stop and reminisce with each other and talk about what they've seen. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. And as you say that, because cultural that cultural environment is empowering. So thinking back to when you were writing the play, which element in there that really struck you the most and why? And what was it that you say, right, this element really, this is a powerful, this is a powerful point. And it really speaks to my condition in terms of why I'm doing this and why this cultural message in terms of communication is important to our community with the lived experience.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that come to mind. One is it's hard to be really prideful of your culture if you don't understand the history.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put that big history in a way that was accessible so people can see the long relationship of Britain and Jamaica, uh, and understand the many points of that history was sometimes quite difficult.
Mhm.
But what you see is the pride that comes through when people understand their strength,
Mhm.
their resilience, and their creativity in how they've responded to the many difficult points
Mhm.
of that history. And um, also, we don't get taught this history in school,
That's right. It's up
and yet,
it's up to us.
yes, that's right. I mean, Caribbean people have made a tremendous impact in Britain, a tremendous contribution to the culture. And it's hard now to think of a Britain without thinking of the West Indian contribution. But that's not reflected in what children learn when they go to school. So this is a way of making that history accessible to a lot of people who come, and they come out with a great deal of pride as well as learning, and that can only be a good thing.
Absolutely. And as you say that, that's part of some of us, that's our generational mission to
Yes.
ensure that that is the case. So, having said that, then, so finally, what message do you want the audiences to take away from the play?
Interestingly, many people, even, senior um, people from the community who perhaps grew up in the Caribbean, grew up in Jamaica for until adulthood,
Mhm.
say that they've learned such a lot from the play. So that learning is very, very important um, for me. And it's a way. One mother said to me after a performance, she said, "I've wanted to tell my daughter this history, but I didn't have the words. I didn't know how to say it. But you've done it. You've given it, on a plate. So that's very important." And Rudy, so many people now are familiar with this term, the Windrush scandal, and don't understand
Yeah,
what it's all about and why um, West Indian people in particular feel so aggrieved by what's happened. Coming as citizens,
yeah,
coming and making a contribution, coming, living, working, paying taxes, and doing all of that, and then to have this happen. And what this play does, it shows that that history between Britain and the Caribbean, and in this instance, Jamaica in particular, is a very long history going back to 1655.
yeah.
And you
Mhm.
see, it's not only a long history, but it's one that's full of exploitation and difficult times that we've had to endure through that history. And when you see it in that context, you begin to understand the pain of being deported, of losing your job, of what's happened to many of our elders as a result of this scandal. And it gives you a context and a deeper understanding of really what this Windrush scandal means. And I think if people go away with that,
Mhm.
that's very, very helpful. But most people, what I want them to go with is the pride in
Yeah,
their culture,
yeah.
in pride of what they, in what they've created, what they've contributed to, and to feel good about who they are, um, and to know that they've got a beautiful message to not only revel in for themselves, but to share with others.
Excellent. And can you tell us when and where and for how long?
So the next outing, as it were, is September the 27th. That's the Royal and Derngate Theatre in Northampton.
Mm.
And the next one after that, for this year at least, we've got some dates for next year, but I'll give you one for this year, is November the 15th at Fairfield Hall's Ashcroft Theatre in Croydon.
Excellent, excellent. And if people want to connect with you directly?
If they want to connect with me directly, they can either go on our site, jamaica.love.co,
Mhm.
or my personal email is just mervynweir at aol.com.
Great. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, Rudy. Take care.